Alrighty. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while since I have actually streamed at all. I got really super busy the third week of June, and I had my mother in town, and just a lot of crap happening that week, and I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna wait until Regulation D is out in full swing, and then I'm gonna start streaming again. Last week wasn't so bad. Last week was pretty chill, but And I'm actually drinking water today. Anyway, what this did do though is give me plenty of time to prepare for Regulation D, because a huge amount of changes came with this new regulation. I'm pretty sure most people before the announcement, a month or so ago, were thinking that maybe they would just be allowing transfer Pokemon and not the legendaries, but they were like, nah, screw it, we're gonna do everything other than the ones that are normally restricted, like the box art legendaries and mythicals, which they've never really done mythicals. They did at the end of Sword and Shield, but I mean, it was the very end of Sword and Shield, so it's like, why not? But anyway, so I tried to do a bunch of research on different Pokemon, different strats, and different builds and things and that and this and that. What I did not find though was any sort of teams, solid teams, people that were bringing them in, and I kind of figured that I would have to wait until July 1st and Reg D was actually in full swing for people to be like, hey, this team is great, I loved it, and this is how it works. But over the last few days, that really didn't happen. It was mostly just, hey, everybody, these two Pokemon are great, and it wasn't a concise team. So basically what I did is I built the two teams myself, with certain flavors that people are expecting to be pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. I have not done anything with the online battle, so I'll have to get that situated. Oh, actually, with a lot of time on my hands this last week, I also did quite a bit of shiny hunting, and I don't know if anybody had their finger on the pulse of what was really going on with the Gimmighoul raids. Yay, Gimmighoul can finally be shiny and it's in raids, but they didn't give it boosted shiny odds like they did in Sword and Shield, where if they ran a special shiny den raid Pokemon, it would be a 1 in 20 or 1 in 25 chance of being shiny if it was the highest difficulty, a 5-star, which is great and fine. You can do that on your own. You just gotta maybe do some date skipping, or even if you didn't want to do it on your own, just join randoms online that were the right difficulty, and you reasonably get a shiny maybe in an evening or an afternoon or however long you wanted to play. But they didn't do that this time around. They were like, hey, it can be shiny, but good luck, it's only it's the base odds, which is basically 1 in 4,000. So I know a lot of people were really upset by that, but I honestly, I was a little upset by that too. So I went on Twitch, and of course you find streamers on Twitch who host raid dens, and I don't make a big habit of doing that because I don't know, I feel like it's a little iffy. Even though the Pokemon that are in those raid dens are completely legal, it just feels iffy to me, so I usually stay away from that. But I got a few to give away, and I got some with jumbo marks and some with the mini mark, some with no marks, some with 0 attack IVs, some with I think some of these should be perfect IV. Yeah, one with perfect IVs. So got a little bit for everyone. So if you happen to miss out on the Gimmighoul, shiny Gimmighoul raids, I will be giving out 12 of those, probably this weekend. And actually, I should put these over in, whoops, this box. And I'm 5 boxes deep in giveaways, so I really need to start giving away stuff. I did a lot of Fluttermane hunting. Some of these are marked. I think all of them. Okay, there's one with a Sleepy Time mark. I was like, I think all of them are the sociable mark, which is one of the most common marks. But I did quite a bit of shiny hunting to, you know, get stuff that people, I think people would appreciate and enjoy. So I did get a few. I also tried to shiny hunt Gumi, but I know there's a glitch where shiny sandwiches don't necessarily work for like Tatsugiri because it has something to do with it having forms and it needing to like find the base form, and it doesn't really do that correctly. So when you put on a shiny sandwich and you go looking for Tatsugiri, you aren't really getting the full benefit of your sandwich because of that glitch, because it doesn't populate the Pokemon around you it doesn't populate them correctly. So, and I really honestly felt the same way about Gumi, because I probably went through like 5 or 6 shiny sandwiches and I found just those 2. So I was like, wow, okay, maybe this one's got the weird glitch as well. I don't know. It was weird. But I wanted to get a Hisuian and Gudra ready for tonight, but I just couldn't end up doing it. But I did do a little bit of work and got some transfer Pokemon up and ready. Some of these are Pokemon that I caught last generation, like this one here. Shiny hunted this one for quite a while in the Dynamax Adventures in Crown Tundra, so this is one of my favorite shinies. And I think it did the same with... Oh, okay, it's not here. But yeah, some of these are like from the giveaways back from last generation. So some of these are a mix of current generation. Some of them are the mix of things that I put together presently. And some are from Arceus as well. But hopefully that... I just had a thought. Hopefully that doesn't screw up my my battle teams, because last generation you had to actually go to an NPC and like get them like checked to make sure that they were viable to be used online. I did not do that, and I don't know that you have to this generation. Not 100% sure. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's claim our prizes from last... Ooh, spicy. And a gold and ability patch. Okay. I actually ended up the gold bottle cap that I got from May. I accidentally used that on something I didn't want to use it on, so I totally threw away one of my gold bottle caps, and it kind of sucked. Anyhow. So the first team here that I got, it's kind of a half Trick Room team, half not Trick Room team. Obviously I've got Sneasler and Rillaboom, who really don't thrive in Trick Room, but I kind of wanted this team to be a little bit of the best of both worlds. So if I don't end up running Trick Room, of course I'm going to be bringing Sneasler and Rillaboom, as well as probably like Grimmsnarl or Gastrodon to kind of be supports. I could also bring Cresselia, which is my Trick Room setter, to be a support. I just because it has Trick Room doesn't mean I necessarily have to use it. But it is definitely set up for support. I've got it with Ally Switch. It's got Lunar Blessing. It's a very support-oriented Pokemon. So, and if I don't choose Sneasler and Rillaboom, then I've got a pretty solid core for Trick Room, with Grimmsnarl and Ursaluna and Gastrodon and Cresselia. So I'm hoping this team does really well. It's kind of beefy, kind of not. I don't know. I tried to make it as well rounded and balanced as I could. So I don't know how well it's going to do. And then over here, I kind of went a little crazy with the legendaries. Unfortunately, all 4 of those legendaries are not shiny. Of course, Urshifu can't be shiny. it is illegal. So if you see a shiny Urshifu, you know that person is not playing honorably. But we've got Chien-Pao, Urshifu, Tornadus, Regieleki, which everyone is terrified of, and Golden Go, and Berserker. And I know I've said in the past that I really, really, really don't like Golden Go. I really don't. I don't like its design. I wish they did something different with it. And for Pokemon number 1000, they could have done something so much better. But because we have that shiny event, I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm going to put it together and put it on a team, and we'll run with it. So basically, if you know, you know. Berserker boosts Steel-type moves, and Golden Go's got Make It Rain, so that's pretty much the idea there. And then the other four can work around each other, they can support each other, and basically this whole team has a whole lot of synergy with it. So I'm really hoping that this team also does well, and I'm thinking it will. I might have some trouble with Enamorus if it's Cute Charm, because they're all male that have genders. So, But this one, I really like this team. That Ursaluna too, I found in Arceus, and I hunted for, since they announced Reg D about a month ago, I hunted Alpha Ursaring in Arceus, and I ended up finding one, which was great. So caught that, transferred it over, got the jumbo mark, and I think it's still in my boxes somewhere. And I was like, cool. And I went and transferred another one just to see what its stats were, and that one actually happened to be this one that has a 0 in speed, and I was just like, awesome. Doesn't have any marks, but it does have a 0 in speed, so I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, so we are against Pincurchin, Urshifu, Zapdos, Jolteon, Moltres, Tyranitar, and Fluttermane. I got stuck on Tyranitar there because the Japanese name popped up in my head, and I was just like, no one's going to know what that is. Alright. Well, that team, other than Pincurchin, really does not want to be caught in a Trick Room. So I think, actually, I'm going to run with the Trick Room, especially with the Urshifu. I'm almost betting that it's going to be the water Urshifu, so it's really not going to like having to fight a Gastrodon. But I'm actually going to start with these guys here and get these in the back. If he opens with Urshifu, then I'll probably switch out. I'll probably put up a Reflect and then switch out to Gastrodon to kind of shut it down. If it's the dark Urshifu, I guess just do my best. But we'll see how it goes. Today was a long day. Now that I'm actually like sitting down and like being still, it is the dark crap. Today was a long day, but now that I'm actually sitting down, I'm actually feeling a little bit more alive, almost. Like I can finally rest and like enjoy something in my head. All right, I am. You know what? I bet. You know what? I'm going to go for the Trick Room here. And we'll go for a Fake Out onto the Urshifu, just to kind of prevent that Wicked Blow from coming out. Fiery Wrath. Not a whole lot of damage on Cresselia, which is understandable. Cresselia is tanky as all get out. So let's go ahead and I'm going to Moonblast the Urshifu. And we're going to pull Grimmsnarl back for Gastrodon. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's not the water Urshifu, but I want to put in Gastrodon to do stuff. And Urshifu goes down. Okay. I'm kind of okay with that. So I've got Clear Smog on. Oh, if you can't, well, I'll be doing more VGC stuff on Friday. Are you going to be around on Saturday or Sunday for like any kind of like giveaways or anything like that? I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do Saturday or Sunday or both, but we'll see. Oh, that Moltres is tanky. That was not a lot of damage. Aw, man. That's okay. Did you get a chance to see what I had in my my giveaway boxes? Was there anything in there that you kind of had your eye on? Because I can put that away and just wait until like maybe next week when you're able to join. That I have no problem with. I'm not 100% sure why you keep going for the nasty plot when I'm just going to remove it. Here just to get the extra damage, and we'll go for the Clear Smog on the Moltres there, because its damage is getting to the point where it's a little bit scary. It got a, I think it's at +3 now. It's got the Berserk and the Nasty Plot. He's also going to Terra. What are we going to Terra? We're probably going to Terra the Flutter Moon. Oh, okay. And he goes Terra Dark. Okay, that's not super helping you. But you're not going to live this. I'm sorry. Although the Dazzling Gleam from Fluttermane there might knock us both out. We'll see. Yep, okay. Well, we tried. And I think that was my last turn of Trick Room. I think, if not, I have got one turn left. Nope, okay. It was. That is A-okay, though. Because I can set up screens here. Okay, Sand Stream comes in. That's, again, fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and protect on Ursaluna here just to keep it safe while I put the Fake Out onto, well, yeah, I might as well just use the Fake Out to put a little bit of damage on Tyranitar over there. Dazzling Gleam coming out. Oh, okay. And then Grimmsnarl's just gonna die. Okay, maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought I was gonna be doing. Hello! Welcome to the stream. Alright, so let's go ahead and go for a headlong rush into Fluttermane over there. We're still going to take pretty heavy damage, even though we're pretty tanky oriented. And yeah, that's it. Never mind. Yeah, Gastrodon probably wasn't the... Well, it kept Moltres pretty under control. But I think I probably would have been better off had I just gone into Ursaluna and just started doing shenanigans. That was my first battle, and I lost. But I don't think I played that game as well as I could have. I went into, on turn 2, I went into Gastrodon. Because in the back of my mind, I still had it stuck in my head that that was going to be a water Urshifu, and it wasn't. And I even knew that, because I could see that it wasn't. And I still sent it out anyway. But to my credit, I did keep the Berserk Galarian Moltres really under control. It did do quite a bit of damage, but it was doing a whole lot less damage than it could have been doing. I don't know. I didn't play that very well. I could have played that a lot better. Alright, so he's also got a Trick Room Tomb, if I've ever seen one. He's got Cresselia, Heatran, Fluttermane, Ursaluna, Kingambit, and Amoonguss. So, what I could do here... Well, no. Because then I'd be setting myself up for a failure, because there's no way that I'm going to remove Cresselia right away. So I could just go after him with my own shenanigans. And I think... Honestly, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the same way here. Well... Depending on who he opens with. If he opens with Heatran... I might not do as well. You know what? Let's open with these guys. And I'll bring Cresselia in the back as kind of support. We'll see how that works. So basically what I'm thinking is that turn 1 I go for a fake out onto Cresselia. And do damage with Sneasler. Because I'm going to outspeed regardless if I get the Unburden off, because his entire team is pretty slow except for Fluttermane. But I'm sure that Fluttermane is built for the Trick Room. And he started with Fluttermane Heatran. Kinda didn't want that. But let's go for a fake out onto Heatran. And I could Terra here to get rid of the Heatran. But I don't... You know what? Let's do it. Because I don't see Heatran switching out. Because regardless, I'm going to take neutral damage from a Dazzling Gleam regardless. So, whether I Terra here or Terra later, it's really not going to make much of a difference. So, let's see how much damage this actually does to Heatran. And it just wrecks him. Okay, cool. So now I can switch in Rillaboom with basically no problem. Okay, Amoonguss comes out. And I am going to use Grimmsnarl's last gasp of life to put up a light screen here, even though the better move would probably be to switch in Rillaboom and go for the grassy terrain shenanigans that I've got going on here, but I don't know. Let's go for a Dire Claw. Okay, he's going to Terra here. Okay, we're going to Terra Fluttermane here, which is great for me because that gets rid of the Ghost type. Not immunity, reduction in damage. Okay, he didn't go for a Spore. Excellent. Works for me. So now it's fully weak to my Dire Claw, so this might actually just knock it out. Oh, okay. Just go on then. Sneasler still lives. Grimmsnarl dies though, but Grimmsnarl did his job. And Fluttermane lives. Was that a sash? Or did it... Oh, okay. It was a sash. I was like, did it just live? Or was that a sash? It was a sash. Alright. And now we can do some shenanigans, because now I'll consume my Grassy Seed, increasing my defense, which against these two doesn't really do much for me. And then now my Unburden is activated and Acrobatics is ready to go. Let's go ahead and fake out the Amoonguss to prevent that sleep that's coming. And we'll go for a boosted Acrobatics into Fluttermane just for funsies. Okay, Fluttermane goes for a Protect, that's fine. I more than outspeed Fluttermane at this point. Okay. Fluttermane gets a little bit of health back, but I don't think it's going to help it much. And let's go for a knockoff onto the Amoonguss and go for the Acrobatics into Fluttermane. Okay, Fluttermane goes back. And Cresselia comes out. That's okay. Not a lot of damage on Cresselia, because obviously. And we're probably going to eat a Spore. Yep. So we're taking a nap. That's kind of okay. Hopefully we get the early sleep or the early wake, but I'm not super pressed about it. Let's go in for a... Well... Let's go in for a knockoff on Cresselia. Just get rid of whatever it's using. And you know what? I'm actually going to swap out to Cresselia. And I did put it in the description too. This Rillaboom is fully invested as if it had Grassy Glide, because last generation it did. So it's max attack, max speed. And I don't think that works very well on this setup, of course, since Grassy Glide isn't really a thing. Let's go for a drum beating into Cresselia, and we'll go for a Lunar Blessing. Okay, that's fine. Not a whole lot of damage on Amoonguss because Amoonguss do Amoonguss things. Although, Cresselia is probably going to be taking a nap here. Oh, went for a Pollen Puff. I wonder if he went for a Pollen Puff on his own Cresselia and then the ally switch screwed that up. I wonder. They did fix... Well, they didn't fix it, but they changed ally switch to not... to operate more like Protect, where the more you use it, the higher chance of failing it has. So I don't think he's going to ally switch here. So I'm going to go for a knockoff into the Cresselia because it's going to do the most damage, honestly. And I'll go for an ally switch with my own Cresselia. Okay, so he just went for a Rage Powder. That's fine. That's right, I'm grass. I'm immune to powder. Alright. I'm just going to go double into Chris. Well, you know what? He could ally switch again. Let's go for a Moonblast into the Amoonguss slot, anticipating that he goes for the ally switch. Okay, he didn't. Okay, never mind. Not a lot of damage at all. But, I mean, at least we got the special attack drop. He's just gonna heal his Cresselia, though, for a crap ton. Let's go for the ally switch again, and let's swap back into Sneasler. And we lost light screen. Hopefully I get the wake up. If not, I don't think Sneasler is gonna live. Okay, Amoonguss goes for the Protect. That's kind of a best case scenario here. Sneasler does not wake up, but should get the Lunar Blessing off, and get rid of the sleep and heal it up a bit. So Amoonguss is actually in a bad spot here. Of course, Sneasler is going to be faster than it, and it can't Protect again. Well, I mean, it can, but it's not likely. But I bet he ally switches. God, I hate ally switch so much. Let's just go for another Lunar Blessing and just keep Sneasler alive for as long as we can. It sure did. And we didn't kill the Amoonguss. I hate that. So Sneasler's probably going to take another nap. It sure is. Oh, Cresselia's taking the nap. Okay. That's fine. I bet you Amoonguss is going to go for the Protect again. So Cresselia is going to be immune to ground. Let's go for a Dire Claw and hope we like put it to sleep or something. And I'm going to go for another Lunar Blessing just in case we do get the wake up. Okay. So Fluttermane comes in to die. And then this goes for a Protect. I don't know why he switched. He was in a really good spot between Ally Switch and Protect. Okay, Cresselia does not get the wake up. Ugh. I'm going to go for an Acrobatics into Cresselia, kind of anticipating that ally switch again. And we'll go for another Lunar Blessing just to keep... Okay, he didn't. So Moon Blast comes out. Good amount of damage on Sneasler. Cresselia does wake up. So we get that health back. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that was basically 0 damage. Yeah, let's just keep going for the accurate. Well, yeah. Okay, he goes for the Protect. So Acrobatics does nothing. Cresselia is incredibly annoying to fight, just because of all of the, especially now with Lunar Blessing, because now it can heal its partner, and it's basically an aromatherapy and life dew in one move, and it's incredibly annoying, especially against like these two, because they can just heal each other for days, and they're tanky as hell, and you can't poison Amoonguss, and you can't really poison Cresselia because she can just heal herself right off. It's incredibly annoying. You just have to brute force them. And it's just, yeah. I don't like it. I'm going to hold on to my Lunar Blessings here, and I'm going to go for my own ally switch. So he's just healing Amoonguss back up, which kind of irritates me. What I should have really done, instead of anticipating the ally switches, is just gone for Dire Claw, because at the time, before the two Lunar Blessings that Amoonguss got, even if he had ally switched, I probably could have knocked out with just that amount of damage. And if not, I could have put it to sleep as well. So, do I sleep it? No. Okay. Yeah, honestly, the fight that never ends. Okay. Now we are both asleep. I am going to go for Lunar Blessing here in case Cresselia wakes up first. And we'll just go for Dire Claw. So both sides taking a nap. Pollen Puff comes out. Puts a little bit more damage on Sneasler. And now we throw down the Trick Room like 30 turns into the fight. What you put on your water team? I have seen some, like, Dondozo, like, still is finding good usage in Reg D, but almost always by itself. It's not Dondozo and Tatsugiri. It's usually just Dondozo itself, which I thought was pretty interesting. Okay, Pollen Puff. Cresselia wakes up. I get the Lunar Blessing. Sneasler is healed and wakes up, and I will get the Dire Claw. And blessedly, Among Us dies. Still gotta kill the Cresselia. You know what? I'm gonna go for... I really don't have any good way... I gotta go for the Lunar Blessing. And we'll just go for the Dire Claw. I don't know that Sneasler's gonna live. Oh, well, that's right. I go first because Trick Room. So, Sneasler will win. Oh no, not my special attack. Go to sleep. Okay, we get a paralysis. That's not great. Yeah, Dire Claw still. The battle was canceled. Okay, I honestly totally fine with that. Dire Claw is a really interesting move. I enjoy it. It's of course a physical poison move. That's the signature move of Sneasler, and it can either poison, paralyze, or sleep your opponent. And I think it's a 30% chance of inflicting a status, and then it's random when it is. I think it's like 10% per. I think not 100%. Might actually be 50% chance to inflict a status. I know it was kind of dumb. Yeah, it's a 50% chance. Well, that was in Generation 8. Nope, still 50% chance of inflicting status. And it doesn't break it up. It's just 50% chance of something happening. And I think it just rolls 1 to 3. Yeah. They did also change the wording because the wording to it originally made it sound like it had an increased critical hit ratio, which it doesn't. It's just 50%. Poison damage, 50% to poison, paralyze, or sleep. And with Amoongus in that last game, of course, it being poison type can't be poison, so I still have a 50% chance to paralyze it or sleep it. Goodra, Palafin, Sylveon, Samurott, Fluttermane, Vaporeon. Actually, that sounds like a really good team. You might be better off... Well, that Vaporeon is still pretty good. You might be better off with putting Pelipper on there so you can get Rain up. But you can also just teach Vaporeon Rain Dance, which would basically do the same thing. You just have to commit a turn to it. But Samurott, Hisuian Samurott is doing really well in Regulation D, being able to set up rocks with Ceaseless Edge. Of course, entry hazards are more like singles stuff, but I mean, you still get good use out of it in doubles in VGC fights. Alright, so we see a very similar team. Cresselia, Ursaluna, Heatran, Amoongus, Basculegion, and Hisuian Goodra. So, I think we're going to have to go Trick Room to Trick Room on this one, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and let's start off defensively, get my defenses up, and then we'll swap in Ursaluna to unleash Ursaluna on them. But I think that's going to be the right choice. But yeah, that sounds like a really solid Rain team. But I think you would benefit from having Rain somehow. I guess you could also put Rain Dance on Goodra if your Goodra is going to be more support oriented, which Goodra is not a bad support. Oh, well, there you go. Alright, so he's got Amoonguss out. Let's go ahead and... he's probably going to protect on the Ursaluna, and Amoonguss is probably just going to go for the quick Spore. Let's just go for the Moonblast into Ursaluna, and we'll go for the Fake Out onto Amoonguss. But Ursaluna did not go for a protect. Weird. But alright. I'm gonna go for an ally switch here. And we'll go for Reflect, just to get the Ursaluna damage down a little bit. Now that its guts activated, it's going to be hitting pretty hard. Thankfully, Ursaluna doesn't have any good access to priority. So we should be kind of okay. Okay, Facade comes out, probably onto Ursaluna, or Cresselia. And that was a considerable amount of damage considering how tanky Ursaluna, or God, Cresselia is. There are too many moon references in this fight. But we at least got the Reflect up. Let's see if we can get the Light Screen. Probably not going to happen. And I'm going to go for the Lunar Blessing just in case. Okay, Grimmsnarl still asleep. That's fine. Ursaluna goes for the Facade. Probably out of Cresselia. Yeah. Gonna finish the Cresselia off. That's fine. And Grimmsnarl goes right back to sleep. Alright. Let's throw in my Ursaluna here. Alright. Still gonna go for the Light Screen, just in case. And I'll go for Protect here. Just so I can get my burn. And goes for a Rage Pattern. I'm not gonna do anything. Grimmsnarl stays asleep. And Grimmsnarl goes down. That's fine. Sitting on my leg and my knee is starting to hurt. Alright, then we get our burn. Alright, Gastrodon comes out. And let's go for an Ice Beam. Well, I can't freeze it, so really no point in that. And an Ice Beam isn't really going to do much to Amoonguss. It's going to live. Let's go for an Earth Power into Ursaluna just to put some damage on it. And let's go Terra and Facade into Ursaluna. And I don't think we're going to outspeed here because I'm set up for 0 speed and a negative nature. So, His Ursaluna's faster, of course. Mine lives. But I don't think his is gonna... Well, that's right. He's rage pattern. Doesn't matter. So his Amoonguss goes down, but his Ursaluna's just gonna wreck me next turn. So, kind of a moot point. But... Actually, let's see if... I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for another Earth Power into his Ursaluna, and I'm gonna protect on mine because I'm kind of hoping that his Cresselia drops the Trick Room and just helps me out. Okay, so he also goes for a trick or for a protect. Please go for the Trick Room. That would be hilarious. Oh, that wouldn't have left. Never mind. Although, that does remove the burn from Ursaluna. It's just going to burn itself, though, again. Because, well, I don't know. Is Flame Orb consumed? Okay, no, it's not. Okay. I did not know that. I've never seen a Flame Orb holder get healed. So I didn't know if the Flame Orb would be removed. But I'm not winning this. I've got Grimmsnarl taking a nap in the back. I've got my Ursaluna on Death's Door. And a Gastrodon that's not going to do a whole lot of damage to a Hyper Tank and to a super tanky bear. So, oh, that would have been funny though if he had gone for the Trick Room. I would have just turned around and just... So I guess in that instance, what I really should do in the future, since I'm so heavily invested in that 0 speed IV and negative nature, I honestly, if I go up against another Ursaluna, I should just bet on the fact that I'm going to be slower regardless. Ugh. Ugh. My knee. I don't know though. So far, this team, it doesn't work as well together as I thought it would. I know my other team, I specifically built almost every single one of them to work with each other in some fashion. But this one just, I feel like I do have two totally separate teams on this team. So, I don't know. So, Ursaluna, Grimmsnarl, Fluttermane, Regieleki, Enamorous, finally see one, and Cresselia. So he's kind of doing the same thing. He's got kind of like a double-sided Trick Room, not Trick Room team here, especially with Regieleki and Cresselia. So, it's really hard to know what we're gonna do, because he can't really anticipate what I'm gonna do, and I can't really anticipate what he's gonna do, since we both have halvesies teams. I suppose what I could do, I don't think he's gonna bring a Lecky, because I have two ground types, a grass type, and Cresselia. So I doubt he brings a Lecky. Let's start off with my own Cresselia and Grimmsnarl and Ursaluna in the back. You know what? Yeah. We're going to bring Ursaluna, and we're also going to bring Sneasler. Even though my Sneasler really feeds off of my Rillaboom, I'm just going to bring the Sneasler because I just feel like it has probably the best damage output versus Rillaboom, and just in case, he does have a lefty in the back. I've got that ground Terra. Alright, and Fluttermane gets the special attack boost. So, let's go ahead and... I'm just going to put down the Trick Room here. And we'll... I'm going to put up the light screen instead of going for the fake out. Damage option. So we're going to get a pretty hefty Dazzling Gleam, but it's going to be a little bit nerfed from that light screen. Still going to hurt, though, especially on Grimmsnarl here. Yeah. Grimmsnarl lives, blessedly. But it gets the Blunder Policy. I don't like that. Why would you put Blunder Policy on a Namarus? Ah! Whatever. God. Let's go for a Moonblast into a Namarus, since now it is kind of a problem. And we'll go for the Spirit Break into an Namarus. Okay, glad I did that. This is a double protect, then I'm gonna scream. Okay, ooh. Not very hanky there. Okay, now Cresselia avoided the attack, and oh, it missed both. Oh, that sucks. Alright, well. Cresselia's probably, or, Namarus is probably good. Yeah, okay, Namarus is dead. Didn't really get to use that, Blunder Policy at all. This isn't gonna do a whole lot of damage, yeah, no. But we got the special attack drop, so that's nice. Grimmsnarl's still not gonna live. That don't matter. But now we can swap in Ursaluna and just run all around. And now that Fluttermane doesn't have Ghost type, we can just Facade right into its face and just murder it. But he also brings out his Ursaluna, and I did not set up my Reflect. So, how many turns of Trick Room do I have left? 2. Okay, that's actually perfect. Let's go for... let's go for a Moonblast. No. Yeah, let's go for a Moonblast into his Ursaluna here, and we'll go for a Protect so we can get our burn. Okay, he goes for unboosted Facade into my Protect. Not really gonna help him out much. And, oh, Shadow Ball. Cresselia, though, lives forever. Okay, I got my burn. He got his burn. We're all burned. I'm actually going to go for an ally switch here. And we are going to Terra, and we are going to Facade into Ursaluna. Because I'm very confident that I should underspeed rather in this Trick Room. And since we're about to swap, if he throws another Shadow Ball out, it's not going to do anything to Ursaluna. Okay, he goes for a Protect. That sucks. Oh, it goes for a double Protect. Okay. I think what I want to do here, though, is try and go for the second ally switch. Because regardless, I'm pretty sure that Cresselia is going to die. Pretty sure it's going to die. So let's go for a Drain Punch into Ursaluna and heal off whatever damage they are going to do to me. And we'll just pray we get the extra ally switch off. And we don't. So that's a good amount of damage. A crit on Ursaluna, or Cresselia, which doesn't really matter. And he goes for the Facade. Yeah. So that sucks. He really outplayed me there. He knew that was my last turn of Trick Room, and just the double Protect just really, really hurt me. So, Sneeze Alert, you're absolutely not going to live, my guy. So, let's just call it there. I am going to take a quick little break, and we're going to switch teams over to the other team. Like I said, I'm not... Now that I've got this team on the ground, not super thrilled with how it's working out. I think Cresselia is pretty solid option. I think I might keep that around. Ursaluna, it just never took off for me, and I'm not like throwing it under the bus like Great Tusk quite yet. But it just it's not doing it for me. Also Rillaboom's not super doing it for me either, but it was a good support to Sneasler. Sneasler I'm enjoying. So I got to try and figure out how I can get Cresselia and Sneasler to really synergize. But all right, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be right back. See you in a minute. Alright, I'm back. And we are going to go ahead with our synergy team. Like I said, almost every member of this team really synergizes with each other. The only two that really don't are Berserker and Golden Go. They're kind of like their own little like thing, sort of. But all the other four can work with Golden Go or Berserker or with each other really, really well. It's really just Berserker and Golden Go that are like girlfriends. So we'll see how that goes. But now that I'm actually kind of getting my feet wet in Regulation D, I'm starting to kind of see the importance of wall breaking with Cresselia being pretty much everywhere. If you just don't have enough damage for it, it's just going to run circles around you, especially if it's Cresselia Mungus. Then you're just going to go to sleep forever, and you can't really do much against them because they're just tanky as shit. They can heal each other up and put you to sleep forever. I guess on the positive side, too, they can't do a whole lot of damage on their own. But can a Mungus learn Toxic? Because if they can, that would be pretty toxic. Alright, so we are against Garchomp, Hydreigon, Urshifu, don't know what it is, Chi-Yu, which is interesting because the only special attacker he's got is really Hydreigon, Tornadus, and of course Amogus. So let's go ahead and go in with really the only thing that Aleki doesn't want to see is Garchomp. And that Garchomp's probably got rough skin, specifically for Water Urshifu. Let's go with let's open with these guys. Well, I'm gonna play it safe for a little bit. Let's go in. Well, yeah. I'll go in with these. I'll bring Aleki in the back. Even though Aleki is mostly there for speed control, what my idea is here is that if he does go for the Garchomp, I can swap to Aleki, hopefully safely, and go Terra Ice and just blast it. Tornadus and Hydreigon. Okay. So he's probably going to set up his own Tailwind. So I'm going to put up my own Tailwind as well. And let's go for a Surging Strikes against his Tornadus. Yeah. That Hydreigon could have Thunderbolt, which is a little scary, but we'll see. Okay, no, he's going Steel. This might be a crit Hydreigon? Maybe? So we're dead equal because we both have the Tailwind up. But he's gonna lose his Tornadus. And I bet you the Hydreigon goes for a Focus Energy. Nasty Plot. Okay, not a Focus Energy. Interesting. But I do know that I outspeed. So I will take advantage of that. Ugh. Let's go ahead and let's go for the Bleakwind Storm. And I'm going to go for the close combat onto Hydreigon here. So we just go for an Earthquake into Urshifu, which is fine. Hydreigon just dies. Alright. Oh, and we get a crit. Excellent. I don't think that mattered. Hydreigon is not super bulky or tanky at all, so I'm pretty sure that just one close combat would have been enough to take it out, regardless. And Garchomp is not bulky at all. That was a lot of damage. My my Tornadus isn't super invested in special attack. Alright, and I'm going to set up a Rain Dance here to kind of shut down some of the damage on Chi-Yu there. And I'm going to go for Detect here, just to ward off some damage. So Garchomp goes for the Earthquake. That's just going to hurt Chi-Yu, man. What are you doing? What? All right. Go for it, I guess. So we didn't have to do anything there. He just murdered his own fish. Let's go for another Storm here, and we'll go for an Aqua Jet. The battle's getting... God. Oof. Big oof. Okay. Well, first battle with this team went swimmingly. Maybe Choice Banded and it just got stuck into doing Earthquake? I don't know. That was not a great battle. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah, that was not a great battle. Ugh. Maybe he thought his Chi-Yu was gonna be a... I don't know, man. Alright. Ooh. Sand Team. So we've got Tyranitar, Hisu and Gudra, King Gambit, Klefki. Have not seen Klefki much, like, at all. Gastrodon and Brave Bird. Well, probably not going to bring a Lucky. They're all pretty slow enough. And I don't think they have Trick Room. I don't think anybody can learn Trick Room. Well, Klefki can. So that might be a problem. Let's go ahead and go in with... I'm going to go in with these two and see how well that does. And we'll take these guys in the back. Yeah. We'll see how well that goes. Gudra and Klefki, golden boys, and I've got my own golden boys. Aw, man, now I wish my Berserker was female, because then I could call them the Golden Girls. Ah, missed opportunity. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll go strong. Let's go for a Make It Rain right away. And we'll go for a taunt onto Klefki. Because I'm pretty sure that Klefki is going to try and throw down a trigger. Right? Time to get a female Berserker. I bred this Galarian Meowth last generation, but I never really did anything with it, so it was just kind of sitting around. And now that, Berserker is now allowed, and Golden Go is kind of a steel-type monster, I figured, why not now? So that's why I've got the Berserker now. I did not have it last generation. I just bred it, and I was like, that's nice, and I put it into a box. And Gudra can't curse after the taunt. Alrighty. Well, sucks to be you, Gudra. It didn't think Klefki was going to go down in one Make It Rain for neutral damage. I did not see that coming. I mean, not that Klefki is like super duper tanky, but I mean, Steel Fairy is a very good defensive type. Alright, Talonflame comes out. Talonflame does have priority while it's out, so let's go ahead and try and hit it with a Thunderbolt. And yeah, I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot here. Let's just go for a Taunt on Talonflame and just shut it down from doing any more setup than it already does. No cursing in this in our good Christian Minecraft server. Berserker says no. Body press. Golden Go, of course, doesn't want that. Okay, I gotta pay attention because I can't let this Gudra set up a curse and start body pressing everything willy-nilly. I really have no other option. Let's just go for Iron Heads into Gudra, I guess. Okay, Gastrodon, so my Thunderbolt's not going to do anything. I guess I could get a flinch on Gudra. No, okay. Oh, Golden Go lived. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to live, actually. So that's nice. Okay, Gudra shook off the taunt. That's dangerous now. Let's go for a Shadow Ball. Since they both resist Make It Rain, let's go for a Shadow Ball into Gastrodon, and we'll put another taunt on Gudra. Not a whole lot of damage, and we didn't get the special defense drop, so... I do not want Gudra setting up any curses at all, ever. And Muddy Water. That's kind of okay, though. But now that I've got this Berserker out and about, what I really ought to do, honestly, is try and see what other support moves I can put onto it. Because I've got Fake Out, which I didn't end up using. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's go for the Sacred Sword into Gudra. And I guess Iron Head into Gudra and just hope for a flinch, I guess. Okay, well, didn't matter. But we'll Iron Head into Gastrodon and I guess hope for a flinch. Earth Power. Alright, well. Berserker did his job, so it's not really supporting Chin Pao very much at all. But the downside to this, though, is that with Gastrodon out on the field, I can't use any of my water moves because it'll just Storm Drain it right into itself. But Talonflame isn't at full health anymore, so it can't make good use of its ability. Let's go ahead and go for a Sucker Punch into Gastrodon, and we'll go for a Protect on Urshifu, just in case we do end up taking a Brave Bird straight to the face. Okay, gonna tear up someone. Tear up Talonflame. Alright. Tear up. Flying is an interesting choice for Talonflame. Especially since I can't use water moves, so your fire weakness was... or your water weakness on your fire type was safe. Oh, okay. Gastrodon probably going to go for the old recover there. It sure did. That's kind of fine. I guess Sucker Punch into the Talonflame, get rid of it. And we'll go for close combat into Gastrodon because we really don't have any other better option. And it failed because... oh, it went for a Will-O-Wisp. Into Chin Pao. I guess that breaks my sash, so meh. I don't think it's going to kill Gastrodon. Yeah, it did. And Gastro's got the soup, the berry attached to it, and we get the accuracy drop on Urshifu. Did not want that at all. Talonflame might go for another. What am I doing? I outspeed. It's fine. Let's just do that. No more Sucker Punches. And honestly, what I would have done if I were on the Talonflame side, I would have burned the Urshifu first. But I guess he still thinks I'm gonna Surging Strikes, which I can't because Gastrodon's on the field. I don't know. Faint. Well, I did think Faint was in the game. Honestly. Okay, Talonflame goes down, so nobody's getting burned anymore. And let's go back, yeah. Okay. This team is working out a lot better. The synergy is much nicer than my halvesies team. I had high hopes for the halvesies team, but it didn't work. Right? I mean, they did initially. I went for a Sucker Punch into Gastrodon, but Gastrodon ended up using Recover, which... bleh. And then I protected on Urshifu that same turn, and Talonflame did go for Brave Bird into Urshifu and hit my Protect. And then I kind of figured it would do it again, but it just went for a Will-O-Wisp instead. Which, I guess, but I would have opened with Will-O-Wisp instead of opening with Brave Bird. I mean, it kind of worked out for him because it kind of threw me for a loop because I wasn't anticipating him to do that. It didn't really end up getting him anywhere, but again, I didn't anticipate it. Oh, ooh. Haven't seen this since Reg B, Series B, whatever they were calling it at the time. But it is probably a Trick Room Psychic Terrain team. And with Tauros, Cantonian Tauros, Armor Rouge, Indeedee, Tinglu, Chenpao, Grimmsnarl, and Cantonian Tauros. For some reason. Alright. Sure. Let's... Actually, he's probably going to start with Indeedee and Armor Rouge. Let's go for... Let's go for these two first. And I'll bring these guys in the back. The only one that I might have to worry for speed is Chenpao and Tauros. Otherwise, the other ones just kind of thrive in Trick Room. But honestly, I haven't seen a Cantonian Tauros like used with any kind of like seriousness since like, I don't know, maybe Gen 6. Maybe? Even then, it was super niche. Alright. So he starts with Grimmsnarl and Tinglu. So if he goes for a light screen, which he probably is, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. Let's actually... Well, and I can't really reliably switch because he could also go for an Earthquake or a Stomping Tantrum here. Let's actually go for a Protect on Golden Go, and we will go for a Taunt on Grimmsnarl, so he can't continue to summon up. He's still going to be able to do the Grimmsnarl thing. Oh, he went for a Fake Out. Never mind. So, Berserker Flinch. Tinglu goes for a Throat Chop. That's fine. So, really, nothing happened this turn. Nothing productive, anyway. But he's going to go for a Throat Chop. Let's just go for it. Make it rain. And I'll go for an Iron Head into Tinglu just to put extra damage on it. Still heavy amount of damage. Tinglu almost dies. Alright. Now he goes for the Earthquake. But we live. So, short of putting down a Trick Room, that Tinglu is not long for this world. Oh, it was not Assault Vested. It was Leftovers. Okay. Had it been Life Vested, it probably would have been doing a lot better. Armor Rouge. Alright. So, we could go for... you know what, let's just do it. Let's go for another Make It Rain. And we'll go for a Taunt on Armor Rouge, even though it's probably going to attack anyway. Armor Rouge can put down Trick Room, and I don't want it to. Okay, it went for Terrifier. Which, I would have been happier had it gone for Terra Psychic and got rid of that Steel resistance. Not a lot of damage on Armor Rouge. Yeah, I didn't think so. Not behind a light screen and a -1 on my special attack and all that jazz. Golden Go dies to itself with its life orb, which, fine. At least we got rid of Ting Lu. And we'll put a taunt on Armor Rouge to make sure it can't set up Trick Room. And that's exactly what it wanted to do, so hooray. And now it's fire, so now I can just punch it to death. And indeed it comes out. So Psychic Surge, that's fine. Nobody had, well, Urshifu does have Aqua Jet, but I'm not going to be using Aqua Jet, so not going to be making good use of that Psychic Terrain today. So Surging Strikes, and just for funsies, we'll go for a taunt on Ndidi, so Ndidi can't set up either. Because they both could be running Trick Room, to be honest, and just not going to let them have it. Oof. Oh boy. Well, I mean, at least you got the weakness policy proc, it's just, you're going to die with it. So, I guess, have fun. Okay, he went for Hyper Voice. Critical hit on Urshifu. Okay, that's why it did so much damage. I was like, damn, Ndidi's got some special attack on it. Didn't really matter, it was sick. Although Hyper Voice on Ndidi, I just, why? Why not something better? Urshifu is so gross. God. I wonder though, like, I wonder how they're gonna handle shiny Urshifu. I bet what they do eventually is they're gonna do some sort of like GameStop distribution or something where you could get either or the dark or the water instead of giving you like a shiny Cubfu, because I think you can still only evolve it in Isle of Armor and Sword and Shield. Which kind of sucks, because you have to buy a whole ass game just to get one Pokemon evolved. Oh, that Ndidi is tanky. Oh, I did get the Psychic Seed boost, so. For Voice. Alrighty. Yeah, it was kind of a, that was an oof. I mean, he did play that really well, though. He faked out the right target with Grimmsnarl to kind of set me off a balance a little bit. He basically gave me no ground. I had to take what ground I could get. So, I mean, he did fine. It's just that Ting Lu was not particularly tanky and probably could have made better use of an Assault Vest rather than the leftovers that he had. So I think he did fine. It's just I had way too much damage behind me and way too much momentum. Like my rock up my hill was bigger than his rock up his hill, basically. All right, Rain Team. Well, maybe Rain Trick Room. Not sure what Farigiraf is doing there. Talonflame, Regidrago, Urshifu, possibly Water Urshifu if it's a Rain Team, Pelipper, Basculegion, and Farigiraf. Farigiraf can put down Trick Room. Basculegion gets Swift Swim in the rain, even though I feel like Adaptability is the better of the two abilities. And Regidrago is, of course, Regidrago, and just hideous amounts of damage. And lives for 500 years because its HP stat is just stupid. And then Talonflame does Brave things. So, pretty solid team. But none of them like electricity. So let's actually go in with the boys here. And we'll bring in... Yeah, we'll bring in Urshifu in the back. We'll leave Golden Go and Berserker at home. They've done plenty of work. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was a good stretch. That was the kind of stretch that you feel like every, like, bone in your spine just go, like... Oh, that felt good. Alrighty. Let's go ahead. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go Terra Ice, and we are gonna Terra Blast Regidrago. And we are gonna set down my own Tailwind, because I'm sure Talonflame is gonna do the same. But my Regieleki is not sashed. It has safety goggles instead. So I don't know how much that's going to kick me in the ass. On the plus side, though, even with Tailwind, I think I'm going to outspeed both of them because Aleki. But Drago goes Dragon, so that's great for us. My Terra Blast Ice is gonna hit him still for super effective. I don't know if it's gonna knock out though because that monstrous HP stat. It does not. So, Dragon Energy comes out. That might murder both of us. It does not. Okay. That's right. Dragon Energy is basically Eruption. It does damage based on your HP. I forgot about that. Let's go for the Electro Web here, and we'll go for... Well, let's go for a... Well... Yeah, let's go for a Rain Dance. Okay, Drago goes back. Man, that was a waste of a Terra. Pelipper comes in. Ooh, that's not great. And a lucky dice. Okay. And because I went for a Rain Dance, I'm doing nothing. What I should have done is gone for the Bleak Wind Storm. But neither here nor there. Let's go in with Chen Pao first, just because I've got this ass on Chen Pao, so we can take at least 2 hits. We'll go for a, well, because it could have the Will-O-Wisp and Sucker Punch just end up not doing anything. But let's go for the Sucker Punch anyway, just in case he gets greedy. And we'll go for the Bleak Wind Storm, since now that we have 100% accuracy. Okay, Talonflame just eats that, I guess. Chen Pao eats a lot of damage. Talonflame ends up killing itself. And at least we'll get some damage on Pelipper. I don't think we're not going to knock out. Pelipper is pretty tanky. Chilling Water. Alright, and Chen Pao just dies. Well, I did what we said. We survived 2 hits. And we got our Urshifu. So who is... Basque Legion. Okay. So he is very likely Swift Swim now that he is out and about. Oot in a boot. Although this is not a great scenario for us because I've only got water in fighting against a water type and a ghost type. Let's just go in with the Surging Strikes to Pelipper here. And we'll go for the Storm on both of them. Okay, got specs. That's fine. At least Pelipper goes down. I do like the animation on Urshifu. That is actually pretty good. Okay. Do we get the confuse? We do not get the confuse. But Tailwind's petered out, so what I can do is I can set Tailwind back up and hope we outspeed. I don't know that we will, because Basculegion still has double speed in Rain. Let's go ahead and Surging Strikes at the Basculegion, since Drago's not really going to do a whole lot, to be honest. And we'll go for the Tailwind, since we can still set up our own Tailwind. Hopefully we outspeed. I don't know that we will. Oh, we do. Excellent. No, is this enough to take down Basculegion? It should. Yes, cool. Excellent. Brilliant. Okay, Crystal Meteor. This is gonna hurt, and I might actually lose. Oh, okay, he went for Tornadus. That's okay. Tornadus did his job. He put up the Tailwind, so now my Urshifu is super speedy. And just for funsies, we'll just Rapid Strike into Drago. Ooh, we did really, really well. I'm surprised we haven't gone up against an Ursaluna yet with this team, but Drago definitely was kind of scary there for a hot second. I thought we would lose a lot more ground with that Pelipper coming in and kind of poo-pooing on my own Rain Dance, but I could have made a better move there. But even if well, of course, if I knew Pelipper was going to come out, I wouldn't have gone for the Rain Dance. But, I mean, regardless of who he swapped into, I still probably would have gone for the Rain Dance. And we didn't lose a whole lot of ground anyway because of that. Just a little bit. Not much. Not enough to cost us the battle. Chien-Pao didn't do a whole lot, though. Chien-Pao tried. And now we are fighting Nero. And Nero's got a Sun team. Torkoal, Unova Lilligant, which is odd. I kind of figured that, Reg D, you'd see Hisuian Lilligant instead. Iron Hands, Gardevoir, Annihilate, and Indeedee. Of course, Indeedee and Torkoal are probably going to pair up, but Indeedee can really work with anybody on this team. I'd also not be surprised if this is a Trick Room team. So, let's go in. He's probably going to lead with Torkoal, to be honest. Let's go in, and they're all very slow. So let's start with these two, and we'll take these two in the back. Basically, I'm pretty sure he's going to start with Torkoal. If he does, Chien-Pao will lower that Torkoal's defense quite a bit, and Surging Strike should take out Torkoal. If he starts Torkoal, Indeedee. Okay, Iron Hands Indeedee. Okay. I'm a little bit better with that. So unfortunately, we can't Sucker Punch here, but he also can't Fake Out with Iron Hands over there. So let's go for Surging Strikes into Indeedee, and we'll go for an Ice Spinner. Well, you know what? Let's actually go for a Surging Strikes. I hate this. Let's go Terra and get rid of my my weakness here, and we'll take out Indeedee, and we'll go for the Ice Spinner into Indeedee as well. Just double up into the Indeedee and get rid of it, so it doesn't Trick Room, doesn't do Follow Me shenanigans, and all that fun jazz. And the reason why I'm Terra Fairy on this Urshifu is because I'm not likely to take any poison or steel hits right away, so might as well. Ooh, oof. Terra Fire into my Surging Strikes. That's unfortunate. But at least we get rid of the Psychic Terrain, and oof, that was not a great Terra choice. Not at all. Although I'm almost certain that we're gonna take either a Drain Punch into Chen-Hao or a Wild Charge into Urshifu. Thunder Punch. Okay, well, I would have been happier. Ugh, gross. I would have been happier with a Wild Charge. That way he does some damage to himself. I really can't tell you why you would go Fire on Indeedee. Maybe to boost Mystical Fire, and I don't even think Indeedee gets Mystical Fire. So I'm really not super sure why he would have gone Fire on Indeedee. It seems so strange to me. And he blew his Terra, so nobody is safe. I wonder if he's going to go for a Bulk Up, though. Let's just go for a Sucker Punch into Annihilate here. Ooh, not a lot of damage on Annihilate. Good to know. Yeah, I'm not super sure. Honestly, I can't think of an advantage that Indeedee would have being Fire. Really. Truly and honestly. Oh, okay. So we go up against another person who Earthquakes his own team member to death and leaves us sitting pretty with the Earthquake. Alrighty then. And out comes Torkoal in the late game. Some interesting battles tonight. Some very interesting battles tonight. Yeah. I honestly, I don't know. I do not know. We'll go for a Sacred Sword into Torkoal here. Thankfully, we did not get fully paralyzed this game, so. I don't know, maybe because he has Sun, so maybe the Indeedee had Terra Blast Fire. Maybe that could have been a thing that he could have done, I suppose. I truly don't know. I honestly don't know. You know what? Just Surging Strikes, and we'll Fake Out into Iron Hands anyway. So we did get really lucky. No full paralysis. Ugh. So, one thing I did mention is I'm really super duper trying to cut down on smoking, and I'm wearing 2 nicotine patches because it's that bad. And they itch like crazy. Just crazy amounts of itching. I'm actually going to go for a protect here just in case he wants to go for a drain punch or something. He's not going to get a whole lot out of me. But it itches so much, so I'm either constantly like smacking it because you don't want to like actually scratch, so you smack. And I've noticed myself just over here just absolutely scratching. Okay, Urshifu finally died. Oh man, that knockout animation is kind of sad. Alright. And our pretty golden go. I'm not going to go for the Make It Rain, even though I can. He would basically quad resist. Actually, does fighting resist steel? I think it does. I know electric does for sure. So let's just go for the Shadow Ball, and we'll go for the Iron Head because we don't have any other damage on Berserker. And this Iron Hands just really isn't doing a whole lot of damage. Like, Iron Hands is normally like a very significant threat because of its just stupid amounts of attack. And it just wasn't here. Yeah, I'm not super sure about that. Anyhow. But it is about that time. It is almost 9. On the weekdays, I do like to keep my streams a little bit short because I do have a lot of problems going to sleep. So, staying up late during the week just really is not an option for me. But I did really like this team, at least the second team, my Synergy team. And the first team I think needs work. I really, really do like how Cresselia plays. I really like the play between how Cresselia works and how Amoonguss works. I think that could be incredibly annoying. I do have the Korean Amoonguss somewhere that was given out as a distribution during Sword and Shield. Here it is. And this one does have Toxic. So I might actually use this one. I might get rid of Solar Beam for Pollen Puff instead. But I don't know. I don't know. And Ingrain, I could get rid of Ingrain. And actually, now that I really look at this, I don't think this is the actual move kit that... I don't remember the Korean player's name that basically created this Amoonguss. I don't think this is the moveset that he created, because I don't think anybody in their right mind at VGC, like pro VGC scene, would use Ingrain in any way. So I might just go with Pollen Puff and Clear Smog on that. I think that's probably the way to go. I do have quite a few of these. They're in my experimental box because I just don't know what to do with them quite yet. This is my Ursaluna that I got. That was an alpha, so it's got the jumbo mark. But yeah. And actually, when I was going through my Pokemon the other day, a few weeks ago really, I noticed that this Thundurus and this Landorus are in Dream Balls, and I was like, huh, I don't remember catching these in Dream Balls. Like, when would I have done that? Because I don't remember doing it in Crown Tundra. And I looked at them. They're actually my genies that I that I got in Gen 5 when they were still relevant with the actual, like, Dream Radar. If anybody remembers that, like, what was that, like 10, 12 years ago? Maybe longer. But yeah, these are them. And I got them on that my Dream Radar. So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. All right, and then Moltres. I did like that Moltres that I fought earlier tonight. I just think that he probably could have been a little bit more aggressive with it, and instead of going for the nasty plots, it could have gone, honestly, any other direction. Yeah. And I do have a Heatran. This one is from Arceus. Where did this one come from? Oh, this one came from last generation in Crown Tundra. And my two Urshifus. I did not realize that I could not nickname this Urshifu, so this one's not nicknamed, and I can't nickname it now, which kind of sucks. I suppose I could put it back in my sword game, but and these three I do want to use eventually. I just couldn't find a really good way to use them this time around. Although I've done a little bit more research now that Reg D has gotten in full swing. Apparently, Kleavor is not that great. Despite setting up stones, it's still not that great. I guess more people use Samurott rather than Kleavor, which I get. It's not a great typing. But anyway, yeah, I had a good time. First team, not so good. Second team, real good. And I think a lot of that is mostly just Urshifu. We'll see what kind of a monster Urshifu becomes later on, because we've got 3 full months of Reg D until we get a whole new regulation. And I'm kind of hoping that Reg E? E, yeah. I had to go through that. I'm hoping Reg E changes it up a little bit, like something wild and off the wall, like no fire types. Like you can't bring anything with a fire type, but you can like tear into fire type or something weird. I just want to see something new and different. Sword and Shield had a couple of formats where they got rid of Dynamax, and that was great because I can't stand Dynamax, honestly. And they did one where they got rid of like the top, like I think it was like the top 20 of both singles and doubles, and we're like, no more Incineroar, and it was great. Like the team builds were great. I think everybody had a really good time with that, not looking at Incineroar every single goddamn game. So I had fun with that. I really did fall off the wagon there, though, at the end of Sword and Shield, because I just was not having a good time. But, Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate your attention. And I will see you guys again on Friday. Bye.